In today's classrooms, ensuring every student can focus is a massive challenge, especially for autistic learners. But what if the most powerful focus tool isn't a visual schedule or a fidget toy? What if it's invisible? Studies show optimizing classroom acoustics, reducing echo and background noise, dramatically improves focus for students with auditory hypersensitivity. This shows a key idea. Effective support is about creating a fully supportive ecosystem, not just providing objects. In the next few minutes, we'll unpack the complete toolkit, from environmental controls to the methods for making them work. So, where do we start? The foundation of focus is predictability. This isn't just about comfort, it is about reducing cognitive load. Consistent daily routines create a safe, predictable framework. When students know what's coming, anxiety drops, freeing up mental energy. Visual schedules make that routine tangible and explicit. They answer the "what's next" question, fostering independence. Even with a schedule, large tasks can feel immense. Breaking assignments into small, manageable steps prevents shutdown. These three tools, routines, schedules, and task breakdown, all target a core challenge for many autistic students: executive functioning. But what happens when the distraction isn't the task, but the student's own sensory experience? Here we move from structure to regulation. Autistic students can be over or undersensitive to sensory input. Their brains work overtime to process it all. So we give them tools, but is just giving them enough? The solution is a sensory toolbox, a curated set of items like sensory wall panels to help students self-regulate. For overstimulated students, tools provide calming input. Noise-canceling headphones block auditory chaos. Weighted lap pads offer a grounding, organizing effect.
For understimulated students, tools provide alerting input. Jewelry gives oral motor input, while fidgets channel the need for movement into a focused activity.
Sensory needs are often invisible, so clear communication is vital. Low-tech aids like first-then boards clarify expectations and reduce cognitive load. Okay, we have structure and sensory tools. What does this look like in a real classroom? Let's look at some specific high-impact examples. Time is an abstract concept that can cause anxiety. Visual timers make time concrete, showing it as a shrinking colored disc. For students who need to move to focus, sit still backfires. Active seating like wobble stools allows for micro movements that provide sensory input. Sometimes the entire classroom environment is too much. A quiet corner is not a punishment. It's a strategic retreat for a student to decompress and reset. The ultimate focus tool is motivation. Integrating a student's special interest into a math problem or writing assignment can transform their engagement. But even with the best tools, the environment can sabotage focus. We talked about auditory noise, but what about visual noise? Overly decorated walls and cluttered desks can be incredibly distracting. Minimizing this visual clutter helps students filter out irrelevant stimuli. This leads to the most important and often overlooked piece of the puzzle. We have the environment set up and the tools ready. Now what? Remember when we asked if just giving a student a tool is enough? The answer is no. A box of fidgets without instruction is just a box of toys. Teachers must explicitly teach the purpose of each tool, model it. When I feel wiggly and can't focus, I'm going to squeeze this stress ball. This instruction must be clear, concise, and often visual. Avoid long verbal explanations. A simple cue card can be far more effective. So how do we pull all these pieces together? The structure, the sensory tools, the instruction? This is the purpose of the Individualized Education Plan, or IEP. The most effective IEPs think holistically. Remember the acoustics from the beginning? That's part 1. A quiet corner is part 2. They all manage the sensory environment. A visual schedule combined with a visual timer and explicit instruction does more than just manage a task. It builds a student's capacity for self-management. The ultimate goal, then, is not just to have a checklist of tools. It is to create a responsive and predictable system where the student feels safe to learn. Effective autism support is not about finding one magic tool. It's about being a detective of needs and an architect of a system of support. Manage the invisible environment like sound and clutter. Provide a toolbox for sensory regulation, not just distraction, and teach students to use them.
Every teacher has the power to transform their classroom from a place of overload into a sanctuary for focus. Start with one thing, like adding wobble stools to help focus.
By thoughtfully implementing these tools and strategies, you're not just managing behavior, You're opening a student's potential to learn, engage, and thrive.